Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's College Planning 101 webinar with Bank of North Dakota and North Dakota Career and Technical Education. I'm Amanda Wajula, University and Student Development Coordinator at Bank of North Dakota, and I will be facilitating tonight's webinar on career planning using Are You Ready? Career Outlook magazine and the skills needed for success that can help students through the planning process. For questions tonight, we will be taking questions. So if you look in the toolbar on the side of the GoToWebinar panel, there is a questions box. So that's where you can place your questions at any time throughout the webinar, and we will address them at the end. Tonight's presenter is Julie Hirsch. Julie Hirsch has been an educator for 29 years and was most recently the counselor and career counselor for 13 years at West Fargo High School. What she loved the most about being a counselor was helping students with their career and college planning. All right, Julie, you can take it away.
Good evening, and thank you for joining the Career Discovery webinar presentation. I'm very passionate about helping students find their career path, and I hope the information I'm sharing with you tonight is helpful to your career planning with your students, or if you're a student, to your career planning. So let's begin. Have you ever wondered where your education is leading you? Your education should lead to meaningful employment. What should students do to plan for their future career? Well, my opinion is they should be taking CTE courses. Career and Technical Education, or CTE, provides relevant career training in our North Dakota schools. And when you enroll in a CTE course, you learn by doing and gain real world skills that's a really hard word for me to say, that your future employers need. CTE helps you become college and career ready by helping you gain 4 essential skills you need for success after high school. Next slide, please. These 4 essential skills include your academic and knowledge, which that's your math, your English, your science, your life skills, which are your communication skills, time management, and organizational skills, your employability skills, which have to do with teamwork, which is huge, and responsibility, and your technical skills, which has a lot to do with your previous knowledge, your interpretation, your use of resources, but really important is critical thinking. Next slide, please. The Career Resource Network is part of the North Dakota Department of Career and Technical Education. Our mission is to develop and provide resources in support of career professionals and educators. Those tools and resources assist students in planning for their future. Some of those resources include RUReady.nd.gov and the Career Outlook magazine. Are You Ready is a web-based career information delivery system that includes resources for career planning, high school and college planning, and financial aid. Additionally, students can develop an electronic portfolio of career exploration and planning activities. Students and parents and educators all have access to Are You Ready? RUReady.nd.gov is provided to schools by North Dakota Career and Technical Education for all K through 12 students in North Dakota. My office, the North Dakota Career Resource Network, or CRN as we like to call it, publishes the Career Outlook magazine every year. This magazine contains valuable information about the many opportunities available to students in North Dakota. As a student or parent, you can access these resources at the link on this slide, www.cte.nd.gov/studentsfamily is for students and family to use. When you get to that link, you can click career planning and find all kinds of resources to use with your students, and parents can use it as well. Educators can also access the resources by going to www.cte.nd.gov/educators and clicking on Career Resource Network. Next slide, please. So what is RUReady.nd.gov? Are You Ready is a web-based career and educational planning program. Those tools that are provided in Are You Ready will help students enhance their self-awareness, help build meaningful education and career plans, prepare for post-secondary training and education, and help make plans for how to pay for post-secondary education. All public school students in grades 6 through 12 in North Dakota already have RUReady.nd.gov accounts. Students should not create new accounts. Students can follow the instructions in the quick reference guide, which is provided in the link on slide 3 that we were just on, to access all the planning features in their own personal portfolio. Parents and adults can create their own account and use RUReady as well. Elementary students do not need an account and can explore careers using Pause and Jobland, which is a really fun little cartoony way to learn about careers, by visiting RUReady.nd.gov and clicking on the elementary school link. It's actually a little circle. Thanks. Next slide. Yeah, this is the right one. All right. So there are 5 main navigational tabs. 4 are planning sections with tools and content to help students build and execute their plans. The 5th tab is called Your Portfolio, and that helps students organize all their work and planning they've done in RUReady. And these tabs function in order from left to right, but they can be used in any order as needed. The first tab, which you see right here, is Career Planning. So what career is right for me is a great question for kids to start asking themselves. Under this tab, students discover who they are, they learn about careers, and prepare for a job search. Next slide, please. So as you can see here on this slide, this is what, after you hit career planning, you have these other tabs you can work through. Under Learn About Yourself, there are multiple assessments that allow students to explore their interests, values, and skills. So students explore careers to increase career awareness while finding the best career choices for their futures. And under Get a Job, that has tools for resume writing, which is great to use in the classroom, and interview practice to help students prepare for the world of work. The Voices tab is a great place for students to go to ask questions of their peers, to get answers and hear what others have to say. This tab is included in each of the 5 sections of RUReady. There are 4 steps to career planning. Step 1 is self-awareness. So a student asks himself, what am I good at? What do I like to do? Is it possible to make a viable income from my interests? Students can learn about their interests in RUReady and by taking the interest profiler and/or the career cluster survey. There are multiple other surveys such as the career key, the work values, sorter, and a number of others that students can use as well. The interest profiler identifies your work-related interests. So you're going to say, I really enjoy, maybe I might like developing a new medicine, or I might like to be a teacher. I might like to manage a store, those type of things. The career cluster survey uses activities that students have enjoyed, their personal qualities that they kind of describe themselves, and their school subjects that they've enjoyed. And then they take those and match those to 1 or more career clusters such as health sciences, agriculture, business, finance, etc. There is also a career cluster and interest survey. They're kind of combined on pages 10 and 11 of the Career Outlook magazine. This is a paper and pencil survey that is quick and easy to complete, kind of fun to fill out together, students and parents, or in the classroom. It's just a quick little assessment. And you can use the results to research careers in North Dakota. That part of it is also included in the magazine. So step 2 in career planning is the career exploration part. This is where students use their interests, the career clusters, the education level they're interested in, labor market information, cost, and other factors to research careers of interest by asking themselves, which career cluster do I have a strong interest? What career options appeal to me? How much education is needed? What training options do I have? What will it cost to get this training? It can also be very helpful for students to talk to experts in the career areas of interest while in high school. And I highly recommend they also participate in job shadows and/or internships. Post-secondary education and training options can include things like apprenticeships, the military, 2-year college, 4-year college, skilled trades training, or just right into the workforce. Students have a lot of opportunities. Step 3 in career planning is career planning. This is where you gain experiences, get a job, go on job shadows, obtain an internship in a career area of interest, take CTE courses to get hands-on training, and possibly even get certified in a skill area where you could be employed, such as being a certified nurse assistant. Students, instead of asking yourself, what do I want to do for the rest of my life? You should ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish during the next 4 to 6 years? And your answers should be based on your interests, your abilities, the cost of education or training, and any other relevant factors. And the last step of career planning is development of a post-high school plan. This is where you're putting all your steps together, and your planning is very important in order to make an informed decision about your future. You need to ask yourself, is this plan realistic? What part of the plan is most easily modified if I change my mind? Because a lot of students change their mind. I always recommend to kids, have a plan B. What will need, and then make a decision about what will need to be done to switch to plan B. Will I have to do a different training site? Will I have to choose a different major or program of study? Next slide, please. The next tab in RUReady.nd.gov is high school planning. Next slide, please. This is where you ask yourself, how do I plan for my future? So under high school planning, students develop a personalized plan of study and follow a high school planning timeline. This can be really important specifically for counselors or schools where students are planning their 4-year plans, or for, more importantly, for Choice Ready, a 4-year rolling plan. The plan of study ensures that students are selecting courses that support their future career goals while meeting high school graduation and college admission requirements. Next slide, please. The third tab is college planning. Next slide, please. This is where students are asking, what should I do? Students prepare for college by creating a college planning timeline and using informational articles to help them get ready for college. Under this tab, they can explore schools to find an institution that is the perfect match for their economic, geographic, social, and academic needs. Under the Explore Post-Secondary Schools tab, students discover their best fit colleges. In the My Colleges and Applications tab, you can begin the college application process, review and manage your favorite colleges, track your application status, a lot of different activities. Through the Explore Programs and Majors, students can find programs matching their career goals and use tools to assist them in finding a program or major that supports their future career goals. Under Prepare for College, students can plan the steps to take during each year of high school. That can be a very important step for all students. Test prep. This is a really great tab. This is where there are opportunities for free test prep courses for assessments such as SAT, PSAT, ACT, the GED. Plus, there's a really great vocabulary builder. Test prep helps students obtain the best scores possible on these assessments, but the best part of test prep is the free part. Under the Get to College tab, you can practice a college application and then apply to participating colleges. And again, you see the Voices tab. You can find peers who will talk about their experiences and ask them questions too. Next slide, please. So a post-high school plan is a really important thing to have. Post-high school plan should include some training and education, a viable career path, the steps needed to get you there, and then you have to think about what parts of the plan are most easily modified, because you're definitely going to modify something. And I'm talking about the plan B there too. But keep in mind that confidence in any plan may still require compromise at some point. A lot of kids in the past change their minds, a lot of times right after high school or shortly after entering college, and that's okay. Next slide, please. So the fourth tab is financial aid planning. Financial aid can be a really scary issue for a lot of people. Students are worried that they can't afford to go to school. Parents are worried about paying for school or training. Next slide, please. So students use information and tools under financial aid planning tab to develop a plan to successfully finance their post-secondary education. And you can start with the financial aid basics in Financial Aid 101. Under Financial Aid 101, students learn about their financial aid options, and they learn that they can afford to go to college with good planning. Under the financial aid calculators, the financial aid calculator helps students to calculate how much they should be saving for school, their expected family contribution, which a lot of times when you finish the FAFSA, you're shocked at what your contribution is supposed to be. So it's good to know in advance what that looks like and what it means. You'll also learn about what it will cost to pay back your student loans. Under the Find Scholarships tab, this is a really nice tab for students who are searching for scholarships that match their profile. Some schools can also input their own scholarships or the scholarships that they know about in their area for students to look up on this tab. So that's a really great resource. You can also learn how to offset some of those expenses that you're going to get at college through this tab. The Build Your Financial Plan tab is where students are able to build a financial plan in 7 easy steps so they can get a grip on their financial future. Gotta have that. Financial fitness, of course, is learning that managing your money is a key life skill. Next slide, please. And the final tab is called Your Portfolio. The important thing about your portfolio is this is where you can save all the students' work, including assessment results, career and educational plans, saved career and educational articles, saved scholarships, job search activities, whatever you've done, you can save here. And you see under the North Dakota High School ICAP tab, that's just an individual career plan. It might have a different name shortly, but we'll see about that. This is where students can assess their achievement by evaluating their progress in the academic and career activities that they've been working on through Are You Ready? These are called milestones, and the state can set these. I can set these on Are You Ready? But schools can also set their own milestones that they would like their students to complete. Your profile allows students to develop goals, track activities, self-reflect, and update their personal information. To fully reflect on your achievements, students can attach documents, including work samples, photographs, letters of recommendation, and other relevant items. So this is a really great tab. Next slide, please. So many schools use parts of RUReady.nd.gov, specifically some of the assessments, the interest, the profiler, the career cluster survey, etc. for the state. But a lot of schools also use many of the other resources in Are You Ready? You can also access your account on your own, and your parents can create their own account. So how can you access RUReady.nd.gov? As you can see on the screen, all public school students in grades 6 through 12 in North Dakota already have RUReady.nd.gov accounts. Students can follow the instructions in the quick reference guide, which you can find in the link on slide 3, to access all the planning features in your own personal portfolio. Students should not create new accounts. However, private, tribal, and other school students don't have accounts and can create an account and access all planning features in their own personal portfolio by following the instructions in the QRG, we'll call it, that is found in the link on slide 3. Parents, you can create your own account in RUReady.nd.gov. A parent account is different from an adult account in that it will have the same menus and information as a student account, allowing students to view RUReady.nd.gov from the student perspective. So you can work with your kids and you understand what they're doing and kind of share that experience together. And it can be really fun. You can have your elementary students, grades K through 5, jump in and do pause and job land. All they have to do is go to RUReady.nd.gov and click on the little elementary circle link. But elementary students do not need an account. Next slide, please. Another great planning resource that we have is the Career Outlook magazine, which my office, the North Dakota Career Resource Network, publishes every year. I love this magazine. I think it's a wealth of information and so underutilized, but you can get so much out of it. The Career Outlook magazine contains valuable information about many opportunities available in North Dakota. Education and training requirements, earning potential within a career field, the number of available jobs can be found in this magazine. You use this Career Outlook magazine as a resource when making decisions about your future. Next slide, please. As you can see in this content page, there's a lot of information and fun stuff that you could use this magazine for, from the self-assessment section to the education and training section. Lots of valuable resources that will help you make informed decisions about your future. Next slide, please. As you can see, educators also have access to a user's guide that include many lessons to go along with the Career Outlook magazine. I've looked at a lot of them, not all of them, but they are really great resources to have. Next slide, please. The Career Outlook magazine is sent to middle schools and high schools and agencies across the state of North Dakota, but it is also available online on the Career and Technical Education website. Go to the link provided in slide 3 to access the magazine. But the Career Outlook magazine may also be accessed through Are You Ready? As you can see by this slide, this is an Are You Ready slide, along with some other valuable resources, including the test prep and the Bank of North Dakota, the sponsor of this career development webinar. Their site provides many resources to help plan and pay for college. So as you can see, the RUReady.nd.gov is a very wonderful resource for use in schools, at home with parents and students. And I really hope you take advantage of these resources that are provided to you. And next slide, please. Here are a few links to help you get started again. And now I'm asking, are there any questions?
All right, Julie, we are not seeing any questions so far. Just a reminder for those of you who are attending this webinar, we do have a questions section on the toolbar to the webinar that you can ask your questions. So if you have any questions at all throughout or from tonight's webinar on college and career planning, maybe you just have some general questions on career planning in general, go ahead and pop those into the questions portion and we will answer them at this time. All right, so how do you log in to Are You Ready, Julie?
let's see, I'm going to turn my camera back on. So it's easy to log into Are You Ready? You go to RUReady.nd.gov and you follow the instructions, and you're going to want to print the quick reference guide, and that will walk you through how to log in. You will want to get your, it explains to you what your username and password are. Sometimes that can be difficult, so it's good to ask a counselor to maybe get that for you. But yeah, it's pretty easy to log in.
All right, thank you. The next question is if this webinar will be recorded for rewatching, and the answer is yes. So we are recording tonight's webinar, and if you are live, or if maybe you have a friend, a student, a colleague, parent, whoever who had registered for this webinar and are not attending tonight, we will be sending the recording. Typically it goes out about 12 to 24 hours after the webinar ends. So tomorrow, all registered attendees should get it. All right. The next question is, how does a new counselor get an account on Are You Ready?
So a new counselor should email Laura Glasser at Career Resource Network to make sure that she adds you, or if she doesn't add you, excuse me, she will give you the instructions on how to create your own account, and she'll give you the codes. And Laura's email is leglasser@nd.gov.
All right. Awesome. And the next question is, are you holding any workshops on Are You Ready for counselors this year where you dive in to Are You Ready and talk about it a lot more in depth from the counselor perspective?
We certainly hope so. We have scheduled 3 basics in Grand Forks, Fargo, and Bismarck, and we're crossing our fingers that we'll be able to hold those workshops. If all goes well, we will start planning more in-depth workshops for sure. But I also, if things don't go as we plan, I will also work on maybe creating some virtual opportunities. I am willing to come to your school to do one-on-one training or small group training as well if your school allows that.
Awesome. All
Mhm.
right. I don't see, oh, here we go. Do all high schools get copies of the Career Outlook magazine, or do they have to be requested?
They should probably be, most of them are requesting them, but they should at least be getting a handful of copies. But most schools do request enough for at least one grade or all grades, depending on the size of the school.
Okay, super. And the next question, Julie, what are CTE classes, and what are some examples of CTE classes that students can take while they're in high school?
Can I go back to the magazine question real quick, like?
Yes, yes.
We have a lot of magazines. If you want some, again, send an email to Laura Glasser, leglasser at nd.gov, and she will mail you out as many magazines as you would love to have. So let's go back to career and technical education classes. Those are courses that are taught in school that have to do with things like child development, cooking, sewing, welding, building trades, auto tech, business classes. What am I missing? Those types of classes, hands-on learning about trades.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. Okay, we are coming up against time and we are not seeing any additional questions. So, all right, everyone, thank you so much for attending tonight's webinar, which will be recorded and will be sent out in 12 to 24 hours for that recording. I just want to do a gentle reminder, we do have a giveaway for attending college fairs, career discovery and other events through the Career Compass website. We are giving away 10 pairs of AirPods, but students need to attend 3 college fair booths and 3 presentations, which tonight's presentation qualifies as one of those 3 presentations, and we can tell if you register and actually attend. So counselors that are on the call, remind your students that these calls are for them, and they do enter the students into those giveaways. So do remind them to get on these webinars, or at least watch the recordings. And then of course, don't forget to register for next week's webinars. We actually have 2. The first is Tuesday, September 29th at noon, which will be on saving for your child's education with North Dakota's College Save Plan, which is our state's 5299 plan. And then the second will be next Wednesday night, September 30th at 7 p.m. So another evening webinar. And we will discuss paying for college through scholarships, grants, student loans. So we'll be touching lightly on some financial aid stuff, which is great because the FAFSA opens on October 1st, so you don't want to miss that. Julie, any parting words before we say goodbye?
Sign up for CTE classes.
Yes, absolutely. So perfect. All right. Well, thank you again, everybody. We will see you again, hopefully next week at one of our 2 webinars, if not both. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and email us, and we will see you next time. All right. Bye-bye.